So you are Chef Yia Vang of currently Union Hmong Kitchen in Minneapolis. And I wanted you here in this series because you're different than all the other chefs in the sense that you don't actually have a restaurant. You have a concept, you have a recurring pop-up, you got a hope and a dream, and you're cooking in a style that's different than a lot of other people at the moment.
We're kind of launching this, there's kind of these like mini pop-ups we want to throw all over the Twin Cities, and it's called Slur Shop. Basically, it's 3 kinds of noodles we'll do, and then like a rice bowl. And it's such an easy concept to do because the equipment you need is not a lot.
Yeah,
it's like big pots, big boiler pots, and induction burners, and then get your little cold meats, lay it out, and then throw everything in the bowl.
And this is the equipment talk. So like, 1, what do you need? 2, what do you use? And 3, what do you wish you had?
So we jokingly always say, every time there's a problem, we have to figure it out. We say, MacGyver, remember that?
Yeah.
Well, we always call it Hmonggyver. So we're gonna Hmonggyver the situation,
That's awesome.
So we had all these like little rinky-dink grills that we would sit in the alley and we would grill food off of, stuff like that. I think one of the things that we use a lot is our induction burners, because we can take it anywhere, and they pack easy. So Hmong food in a nutshell is pretty simple. I say it's simplicity in ingredients, but it's complex in flavors. Like there's a reason why we do what we do. So a lot of time it's a heat source. So if we have a heat source, like I said before, like either something like an induction burner or just a fire.
Your little brazier in the street.
That and then some kind of pot or pan where if we can braise something, we can stew something, and a cutting board, and that's basically it. People always ask me, what is Hmong food?
Right.
And I always say, Hmong food isn't a type of food. It's a philosophy of food. It's a way of thinking about food. And what's really cool about that, Kyle, is that in Hmong food, there's freedom.
Yeah.
Because our people, I always say, if you want to know the story of our people, look at our food, because our food actually tells the story of our people. Our cultural DNA is intricately woven into the foods that we eat. So if you want to know where the Hmong people have been, or what cultures they have, settled by, watch the way we eat. Look at the food that we eat. So the Hmong people, we can trace them back to Western China.
Right.
And our people are agricultural people. So we move as a people group because we find land that we can farm from. So our people have always go where the land is good. When I was a kid, it was really hard for me to wrap my head around Hmong food, or even like it, or even be happy about it. And so my whole life, or until my adulthood, was running away from actual Hmong food, Hmong culture. So it's so funny, as I get older, the more you run from something, you loop back to it. If you come to my mom's house and she's making dinner for you, there's gonna be 4 elements on that table. It's gonna be a rice, a protein, a veggie or a broth, sometimes that's mixed together, and then the hot sauce. And the hot sauce is the thing that ties it together. When you're a kid, you're kind of dumb, and you just say dumb things. And I remember as a kid, I would be so embarrassed of the food that my mom would make for me, right? And so when I go to school, I would actually throw it away. The way that we're doing the food now, which all comes from my mom and dad's table, which is something that they've taught me, things that I've watched. I guess in a way, when we're doing the food that we're doing for a restaurant, it's my way of saying sorry. Like running a kitchen, you have so many things to do that sometimes I just love washing dishes. I'm not like, you don't have to make a decision. Like pans that are dirty, but you put them in and you take that, and you scrub in that whole, the grease thing comes off. You're just like, oh, that feels so good. That's the stuff,
Well, as a series sponsored by one of the greatest pan makers in American history, who literally made the canteens for the Army and Navy in World War II. I mean, this is like American legacy stuff. I think this is a great place to conclude the interview. That we both really like doing dishes.
I like doing dishes.